Very good morning, students. Dear students, last time I have covered topic hormones in animals, homeostasis. Now I'm just going to start a new topic, plant hormones and tropism, and it is the last topic of this chapter. After this chapter, I'm just going to start a new chapter, animal nutrition. So let's start about these hormones in plants. Look at diagram how plants can respond to their environment, and in particular we will look at the role of auxins actions. Now just like animals, plants have to be able to respond to stimuli in an environment in order to survive. They just do it much more slowly than animals do. For example, they can sense the light and grow their shoot towards it to maximize photosynthesis. They can sense gravity so that they can grow their roots downwards to fix themselves into soil and find more water and minerals. And some plants can even sense touch so that they can climb around other objects. In order to do all of these, plants have to rely entirely on hormones. They don't have any nervous system like animals do, and the hormones they do not have abnormally actors locally rather than flowing around entire organism like they would in animal. One group of these plants hormones are organs which control growth are end of the shoots and the roots. Once these organs are produced in tip, they then dissolve in the solution of the cells and diffuse backward along the shoot or root. In the shoots, these walks stimulate growth, causing the shoots to grow. But in roots, they do opposite and inhibit the growth. The two responses we are just going to cover are phototropism, which is response to light, and geotropism, which is response to gravity. Now, the key rules they need to remember are that once the auxins are produced in the tip, they diffuse along. They will be always accumulating on a shaded side rather than sunny side, and lower side rather than upper side. If we start with the shoots, we can say that they are positively phototropic, meaning that they grow towards the light, but they are negatively geotropism because they grow away from the ground. So the opposite direction to gravity. To see how this works, let's take a look at the this because the sun is on its left in this image and right will be in the shade. So the oxygen will accumulate on right, and because axons stimulate growth in shoots, it causes these cells on shaded side to grow faster than on sunny side, and as you can see, it is a difference in growth rate that causes it to curve around towards light because these cells on right hand sides are growing but the cells on left are not growing. If we take this shoot instead, we can see gravity will have exactly the same effect. The oxygen will collect on lower side here, so the cells on this side grow faster than the top side and shoot will curve upward. Now the roots are basically just the opposite. They are negatively phototrophic and positively geotrophic. So grow away from light and down towards the ground. Normally all the plants root will be underground, so don't detect the light. But if they do happen to get exposed to light for some reason, then the oxygen will accumulate on lower shaded side. And remember that in roots oxygen inhibit growth, so the upper side will grow faster and cause roots to curve downward. If we pretend for a second that it curves to the left a bit more so that it is horizontal, We can use this to think about the effect of gravity. The oxygens are going to accumulate on lower side and they are going to inhibit growth. So this means that the upper side will grow faster and cause root to go curve downwards. Here you can see three plants hormone: auxin, gibberellin, ethene can be used commercially to bring about changes in plants. Now start with auxin. It is a growth hormone because they stimulate plants to grow. If we purposely add to plant cell, we can stimulate growth. For example, if we had a collection of plant cell in a tissue culture, we could grow lots of plants grown by using growth medium that contain auxin in addition to other nutrients that the plants would need. The same process works with cutting, which are small sections of plant that are being cut off like the end of branch with few leaves. If we place these in soil by themselves, they normally would not do anything. But if we add a routine powder, which when these auxin, then they will produce roots and starts to grow into a new plant. Final use of auxin is that we can use them to kill weeds. This might sound a bit, uh, it stimulates growth, but basically if you add enough of them, it can completely disturb a plant growth pattern, which cause it to die. Luckily for us, most leaves are a type of plant called broadleaf plants, where most commercially plants like cereals are narrow leaf. This means that we can develop selective weed killer. Now we can spray everywhere but only kill the broadleaf weeds. Means to say, auxin use them to kill weeds. Here, if we use them in enough amount, it also disturb a plant growth. Even it can just kill, die the plant. And we are just using a selective weed killers. Next, we are having gibberellin, which also has three main uses: controlling dormancy, including flowering, growing larger fruit. If you think of a seed sitting in a soil, it would not germinate and start growing until the conditions are just right. For example, the white level of warm oxygen and water, and we call this period before growth start dormancy. By exposing the seeds to give this, new farmers can induce germination at time of year when it would not normally happen. This means they can grow multiple crops per year and also ensure that all the plants start growing at the same, and the same thing work for inducing flowering. Even through flowering normally required certain conditions to start, gibberellin can induce it on demand and also encourage plants to make more flowers or bigger flowers. The final use is growing larger fruits. This is particularly useful when seedless variety of plants are need to produce. Dear students, the last hormone we need to look at is ethene, which is used to stimulate the ripening of fruit. If you have ever noticed how much more quickly some fruit ripen than other, you can probably understand how useful it is to be able to control ripening process. It is even more important when you consider that most of our fruit is shipped for weeks across the world before it goes to us by purposely. Picking the fruit before it's ripe, we have enough time to transport it to where it needs to go, and once it's there, we can expose it to ethene so that it quickly ripens and is ready for sale. Most plants naturally produce their own ethene, and we often block its effect while we are transporting it so that it does not ripen too early at the cellular level. Ethene work by stimulating enzyme that cause the fruit to ripen. So it is about ethene. Here you can see it just ripen the food. Dear students, we have just discussed all the hormones for plants. Now chapter is completed. Next video I will just send you flashcards for it and notes for the these plant hormones. Other notes related to this chapter I already have given to